right, so we are back in the studio with Lisa Waterslane. She comes each week with your garden questions. What are people talking about? What's going on in the yard? There have been some good questions, so you
Sure.
could tell folks are really thinking it through out there, some in depth. I think part of that is, well, welcome to the studio, Lisa.
Oh, well,
I
thank you.
got into a brain of going, why is that? Why do people ask such
You're thinking about it, thinking it through.
well, I think they're doing a lot of research. And it's almost like you have to untrain people going, no, 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 not that. This is what it is. Oh no, well the internet says. I'm going, Google's an idiot. This is what it really, truly is what it is. Going, no, no, I'm sure. I already researched. I'm going, okay, it's what that is. You want to know how to solve it? Here you go. This is what this is. This would be a better plant. So I had a customer with just before the show had boxwoods they brought from California.
Yeah.
They all died. Going, well, are there different kinds of boxwood? I said, yeah. Well, there's like
Hundreds.
50. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
how many,
crazy.
innumerable. And you got the wrong ones, but these were cheap. Exactly. They're not so cheap when you have to replace them every single year. Just pay a little more, get a better mountain hardy variety,
Right.
and enjoy them for decades to come. Why frustrate yourself? But she did her homework. Had to go, no, you don't want that one. You want this is the one. Look, it's out here. It's got frost on it. It's happy. Dude, this is the one. The other one, anyway. It's just interesting how things changed over
They
the.
do. I can't imagine being a doctor.
Oh my goodness, yeah,
So many people, I'm sure, diagnose
yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
You think we have it bad. I
Or a
think doctors-
veterinarian.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
Is that another one? Of what else? What else is like that?
I don't think anything anymore. I don't know.
I guess so.
We're all experts.
It is
They're
pretty
all
cool to
novice.
watch. I know it's time to buy or invest in something or do something when I've spent like the last, I don't know, 80 hours of my life researching, looking at it over the last like month. I'm going, okay, that's it.
Trying to
And I
filter.
obviously want one. Time to drive a new, time to get a new, try to plant this new. It's time. What kind of garden questions we got? Enough about this.
Enough of us.
Society has changed.
Surprise. So Jennifer lives in Congress,
Congress, awesome.
and she would like to know, would a lilac grow okay in Congress?
Okay.
If not, what else would you recommend?
Oh, so I think lilacs would do splendidly right there. It's perfect. I think you'd do fine. So you get that cold air spilling off of yarnell, kind of spilling down on top of you. I think you'd be fine. Lilacs have a surprisingly deep taproot. And so it'd definitely be worth the try. The question really comes down to, do you have a spot? Where's the sun? Will it take full sun and it's 105 out? Which I think it'd be fine. You just have to watch your watering because you're probably 10 degrees warmer. Well, 5 degrees warmer than Yarnell. You're 5 degrees warmer. Yarnell's 5 degrees warmer than say Skull Valley, and Skull Valley's 5 degrees. It's
I
a
think
little bit
we're
warmer.
like a zone 9 there?
Yeah, I
8
think
to
they're
9?
yeah, yeah.
Pretty warm.
Yep. What do you think?
I think there's other plants that you could put in
Oh.
that would be happier.
Butterfly bush,
Butterfly bush,
smoke
crepe
bush,
myrtle,
crepe myrtles. Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Rose of Sharon.
Yeah,
And you would get a longer bloom time.
yeah, true.
Because, I mean, lilacs are wonderful. They do terrific up here in the Quad City area. But a little lower, like Wickenburg, Congress, I would say.
I think if you want to try that, go with the miniature variety,
Yeah.
the repeat blooming variety, and plant it in, let's say, an east side or next to a covered patio. I bet they'd be fantastic.
That's a good idea.
So it's worth a try, and then report back to us.
you never,
Jennifer,
You never tell a gardener.
how they do?
no.
That's right. I never tell them whether they can or can't. What do you mean I can't grow a saguaro up in the pines? Well, it's never been done before, but go for it. They'll prove it. 5 years later, they're going, you said I couldn't do it. Look, it's in a pot. They put it in their greenhouse, doing all kinds of crazy stuff to make it go.
But hey. All right, next question is from Ron in Prescott. He wants to know if he can grow grapes in containers and will they still produce fruit in a container. He just said it's so hard to dig into soil. He's trying to do it the easy way.
Ron. Hey, get a jackhammer. Yeah, you can grow grapes in a container. A big pot for sure. even a smaller pot. They make new varieties that are coming out that are meant to be dwarfed. Same with blackberries, they're meant to be shorter. Raspberries, blueberries, these are all fruiting things that do well in a smaller confined area. I think you could, in a bigger pot, let's say 2 feet across by 2 feet down, it's probably unlimited. You grow whatever you want. A Thompson, a Himrod, a Concord, they'd all be really great in a container, and they will produce. You'll have to be careful in a container in that once they have fruit, any plant has fruit on them, they're more sensitive to underwatering. So you want to be spot on with that irrigation, but you're using a container, you're close to the house. It's easier to monitor those than it is way out there against the fence or something. So I think, Ron, it's worth a try. I'd say look at the dwarfed varieties of grapes. Typically, they're seedless, shorter varieties that produce. The fruits might be a little bit smaller, but they'll be sweeter because all that sugar is going to be condensed in a smaller fruit. But I think they do. My mouth's watering just thinking about them.
Actually, Monrovia grows they call it their Zestful series.
Yeah, right.
And it's actually like a normal size grape. Very, very sweet, very good. But so something
Ron,
like that would be.
Look at Zestful grapes. We'll have them. Do we have them in right now?
Not yet, but we'll get them.
Okay,
They're coming.
Grapes are a little late to kind of leaf out.
Yeah.
So there's just twigs in a bucket. We leave them at the farm so they can leaf out, a week or two earlier, kind of inspire folks. But I know we've got blackberries and raspberries in right now. Quite a
we
few
do.
Blueberries you could plant right now. Strawberries galore. So you can all plant those. Start there, Ron, and then kind of build up from there.
There you go. All right. Next question is from Steven. He lost a large, fairly good sized pinyon pine, just blew over in the wind.
That's hard.
He wants to know what are the chances of finding another pinyon in that 12 to 15 foot
Yeah.
range. And then his other question is, will it actually transplant well, or should he go for something else?
So
Ron.
Steve.
Steve.
Ron was last one. Steve
Oh,
this one. Trying
I'm
to
so
keep
confused.
up. I kind of write them down so I don't forget.
I
Don't
have
miss.
the question.
So Steve, no, it's not gonna. You can't find a 12-foot pinyon pine. That's why it's so hard when you lose a native that size. They can't be replaced. Right. I'm sure that we have some that are up head high, kind of our height. In that range, you can, and then it will grow. If you're doing that, I would say go with the single leaf pinyon pine. It's the one that they harvest the pinyon nuts off of. It's kind of a little chubbier, less prone to blow over, less prone to scale, bark beetles, some of that kind of stuff. You have to really ask, why did it blow over? So it sounds like it's shallow rooted. We need to dig a little bit deeper root, make sure that it drains so we can have a more substantial tree. So it's here for the next 100 years, like your last one was. Are there better choices? I've got some alligator bark junipers that are stunning right now. And they're the females, so they aren't going to produce the pollen like some of them are notorious for. These are the females. They form the berries, not the pollen. And they're spectacular. Arizona cypress, very fast grower. Deodar cedar, the fastest grower, almost too fast sometimes. There's some really good choices. One of my favorites, there's two. Basically, one's a pine tree, Austrian pine. It's a long needled pine. Gets a good 4 or 5 inch needle, but it holds its foliage right down to the ground. It's very, very good looking. The other one is Colorado spruce. I mean, spruce mountains right here, they're covering mountaintops here. You know they adapt well if you want more of a Christmas tree looking kind of plant. With that, Stephen, we are out of time. Thank you, Lisa, for coming in the studio. Be right back after this important message.